Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today we are talking about how to get outside of your comfort zone. If you are new here, my name is Simran and I make videos on lifestyle and advice based off of my life experiences. I'm based out of the Bay Area and I am a Fijian woman, and I think that's important to emphasize. Okay, comfort zones, we all have them. Predictability, stability, and security, they're all logical and reasonable reasons to want to stay within your comfort zones. However, I urge you to question yourself if you're doing yourself any favors by staying within your comfort zone. So to begin that thought process, I want to talk to you about mindsets. You can have two different mindsets, and you might have heard of them. One is a fixed mindset, and the other is a growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, you think that your intelligence, your capabilities, your talents, qualities, all of these things, they're kind of innate, they're fixed. So the mindset around here might be like, okay, because I know I'm not good at something, I'm really never going to be good at something, so why really even try? And in certain things that might make sense, right? Like for example, for me, I know I'm not going to be a professional athlete at any point in this lifetime. And I know that because I've tried. My hand-eye coordination is just not there. It's not happening. Like, no one is like running to sign me to like be in their sports league. Fine. That is an example of a fixed mindset. Now, with the growth mindset, you believe that intelligence and capabilities can be developed over time with enough practice and diligence. Taking our same example about sports, right? Now, I know I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not going to be a professional athlete. However, that does not mean that I'm not athletic. What does being athletic mean? It means to be physically strong and active, right? I know, like, yeah, maybe I can't, like, throw a ball like OBJ or Curry, but I can definitely train. I can get stronger. I can be, like, more active and physical, and that in turn makes me athletic. Once you shift your gears to have a growth mindset, you basically are able to remove these mental blockers that are telling you that you can't do something. So to get a better understanding of how all of you felt about, growth and stepping outside of your comfort zone, I once again went to Instagram and I asked you whether or not you think it's easy to step out of your comfort zone and why or why not. Now, according to my poll, over 60% of you said that it is not easy for you to step outside of your comfort zone. And when I asked you why, here are some of the responses that I got. You're scared of failing. It's hard. You fear the unknown. Your comfort zones are easy, habitual, and comfy, obviously, right? Your family is making it hard for you to get outside of your comfort zone, which is a very brown girl, like very much so a brown girl issue. There's a lack of self-confidence. Who would want to be uncomfortable? So these are all examples of limiting beliefs. You are giving yourself a reason because you've told yourself this is why you can't do something. Whether that's consciously or subconsciously, you've put this mental blocker in your mind. Now, in order to better nurture a growth mindset, you have to be willing to change that narrative you've been telling yourself. And that really comes down to confidence within yourself. So what is confidence? The definition of confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on something or someone, or firm trust. Now, something that I've learned about myself over the past couple of years is that I've actually had a very hard time learning how to trust myself. And maybe you're in the same boat. Do you find it super easy that, like, when you're asked to do something with your job, you're able to give 120% into it? When your friends or family need anything, you're ready to drop everything that you're doing and go tend to whatever they need. But when it comes to you, it's like there's something in there. You feel uncomfortable. You feel scared. There's something inside of you that's just like, wait, no, I don't like how this feels. Once I learned that this was an issue for myself, what I had to do was begin to rebuild the relationship I had with myself. I had to learn how to trust myself more and more so I could get further and further away from my comfort zone. Now, what does that look like? The further you get away from something, the bigger it expands. We're talking about growth, baby. Now, the only way to get out of your comfort zone, the only way to help yourself grow, the only way to really help yourself have a growth mindset is to change the narrative that you're having with yourself. So now the question becomes, okay, Simran, how do I change that narrative with myself, right? So I want you to pull out your journal and a pen, or pull up your notes app on your laptop or on your phone, or, pull up your Notion page, your Google Doc, your Word doc, whatever the case is. Just pull up something right now. We're going to do a journaling activity together, and I'll wait so you can go ahead and get that. Now that you have whatever you need, I want you to give yourself a minute, and feel free to pause this video while you do this. I want you to think about some of the things that you really want to do for yourself, but you're afraid to take the first step in order to do so. Some examples of this might be quitting your job, It may be ending a relationship. It may be confronting a roommate. It may be moving to a new city. Whatever the case is, take a couple minutes, or, feel free to even pause this and come back to this video in another time, but take a minute to really think about what are some things that you want to do, but you're afraid to do. Once you have those listed out, I want you to kind of think about some of the limiting beliefs that you already have around these goals for yourself. Maybe you're afraid to quit your job because you're afraid you won't be able to find another one. Maybe you're nervous to end your relationship because you don't know what it's like in the dating world, or maybe you don't know if you'll be able to find somebody who treats you as well as your current partner does. Maybe you're afraid to move to a new city because you don't know anyone or anything, and you like staying within your bubble. You like knowing you have the convenience of having your shops nearby, your friends nearby, your family nearby. Once you've had a chance to list out those reasons, the next thing that I want you to do is, next to every single one of those limiting beliefs that you've listed, I want you to basically say, but what if it works out? I'm afraid to quit my current job because I don't know if I'll find another job. But what if I quit and I actually get an interview at the company that I've been wanting to work for so many years? I'm afraid to end this relationship because I don't know if I'll find somebody who treats me as well as they do. Well, what if I find that I treat myself better? I'm afraid to move to a new city because I don't know where anything is and I don't know anybody. But what if I make new friends? What if I find new shops that I really enjoy? What if I just am able to create a brand new life that I've really been looking forward to? What you're doing is, when you add that but if scenario to each of those fears, to each of those limiting beliefs, is that you are recreating and you're reconstructing the narrative that you've told yourself for each of these goals and each of your limiting beliefs. Whatever story you told yourself as to why something won't work out, you're quite literally recreating the story to allow your subconscious to think about the ways that it could work out for you. Because ultimately, we fear getting out of our comfort zones because we're afraid of the dark. We're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of what's on the other side because we can't see it. And for so many of us, if we can't see it, it's scary, we don't believe it, we don't know what's out there, whatever the case is. But all I'm asking you to do, or all I'm saying is, what if you could see it? What if you could imagine it? And that's all this activity is encouraging you to do. It's encouraging you to imagine what that could look like if you decided to take that step. I'm not saying go break up with your mans. I'm not saying, go quit your job or anything like that. But what I am saying is, do this activity and see what happens when you take that blocker out of your mind. See where your creativity leads you. See what your mind is able to tell you when you stop feeding yourself with this limiting belief. Now, if you do this activity, I hope you'll share your findings with me in the comments below. Or if you want to keep it a little bit more private, feel free to DM me directly on Instagram. I will respond. My Instagram is @SimranSnath. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me there, because like I said, I ask a lot of polls. I'm very active. I respond to DMs and all of that much more frequently on my Instagram than, kind of any other platform. But before I leave, I do want to share a couple of quotes that were also shared by all of you on reasons why people love to step outside of their comfort zones. Here we go. This shit is hard AF. But when you do it enough times, you master yourself. Life is too short to not do what you want. I'd rather say I did something than not. You need to realize that expanding your horizons is the best gift you can give to yourself. There's a lot of motivation and inspiration in discomfort. Those are all your words. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of mine. Here are some philosophies that I personally live by. I'm going to let someone else tell me no before I tell myself no. And just because one person tells me no, I'm going to go find somebody who gives me a yes. So I know what will happen if I don't do something. I'll be exactly where I'm at right now. But what would the outcome be if I tried? I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know I can continue creating more of these types of videos for you all. I have so much I want to share, so make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next week with another video. Mwah!